Last year didn't go as planned. The biggest thing in my business was supposed to be launching our Instagram course. I worked on it for a very long time and I was all in, ready to give it everything. But reality had other plans. Now, completely disappearing from social media, that's something I keep warning against. And yet, that's exactly what I did. It wasn't all bad though. In fact, stepping away gave me some interesting insights and allowed me to learn things I probably wouldn't have learned otherwise. So, if you're curious about what happened, what I would do differently, and would actually turn out to be a good thing, keep watching. Hey designer, I'm so happy to have you back. If you're new here, I'm Simona, and on this channel, I show you how to land more interior design clients using content marketing and the power of social media. Normally, I share tips about strategy, best practices, content ideas, but today's video is going to be a little different. I'm talking about my recent experience of tuning out of social media for 3 months. I will share what happened, what I learned from it, and most importantly, what you can take away from my mistakes and the key takeaways that you can apply to your own business. To set the scene, let's rewind to the beginning of 2024. The year was supposed to be all about one big goal, launching my new Instagram course, which was finally almost ready, and I couldn't wait to get it out in the world. And by the way, if you're curious to see how it turned out, I will leave the link in the description. I had a big launch envisioned. Months of content leading up to it, teasing the course, a live class that you could sign up for, and just building the hype until the launch day. And the first few weeks were really about putting everything together, just as planned. But then life happened. As the months went on, other things started taking up a lot of my time and energy. I was in the middle of a kitchen renovation that was supposed to be a quick project, but ended up dragging on for almost 6 months. At the same time, we were in the middle of buying an investment property abroad. And then, halfway through the year, things took another turn. We were moving to another country by the end of the year and preparing to sell our house. So, instead of doubling down on work, once the course and the renovation was finished, I ended up focusing only on the essentials, responding to clients, paying the business expenses, and basically everything got pushed on the back burner while I was scrambling to arrange the move, declutter, pack, get the house ready for sale, find a new place to live. You get the idea. And by the way, if you're seeing some weird boxes behind me, that's because we're still missing a few pieces of furniture. But back to the story. Before I knew it, I was spending less and less time on social media, until I disappeared completely. And if you follow me on Instagram, you could see this coming. Even though I still had content scheduled, and it was being published, I was visibly much less active than I used to. I got quieter in my inbox, stopped replying to comments, and at one point, there was even a post that got published several times in a row because of a glitch. And I didn't fix it. Not because I didn't care, but because I literally didn't know about it. It had been weeks since I last opened Instagram. But hey, at least I was putting some valuable content out there, right? And for a while that was true. But eventually, there were no more YouTube videos after the last one got published, no new blog posts, and not only I was not posting any course-related content on Instagram, I wasn't posting anything at all. And that's just not how you're supposed to do things, if social media is your main way to attract new clients. Instagram doesn't just like regular engagement and fresh content, it requires it if you want to stay relevant. Now, this video is about social media in general, not just Instagram. But since that's usually the main focus on my channel, let's talk about it for a minute. Looking at my Instagram stats, my reach and engagement dropped. No surprise there. My growth slowed down a lot. And some weeks I actually lost followers. Which makes sense. People probably just thought, why am I following this person if she's clearly not active? In short, my growth slowed down massively, and things were just stagnating at best. But honestly, the worst thing wasn't the stats. At the end of the day, those are just numbers on a screen. The worst part for me was knowing that I hadn't done as well as I wanted, and that I was letting my followers down. I built my brand on being present and providing value, and suddenly I wasn't. And once you get into that headspace, it's hard to snap out of it. The longer you stay there, the harder it gets. It's easier to push things off and procrastinate than to sit down and actually fix things. And if I'm honest, that's exactly what I did for a while. Yes, I was actually busy with other things in my life, but a good chunk of it was just procrastination. But here's the interesting part. While disappearing for months obviously wasn't ideal, it wasn't all doom and gloom. My profile didn't completely crash and burn. There were some positives too, and I think it's important to acknowledge those to get the full picture. Because if all you hear is the bad stuff, you might think, I don't want to risk that. Maybe I shouldn't even try in the first place. And that's just not the message that I want you to take away from this. So let's talk about some of the good things that came out of it. My email list kept growing thanks to Instagram. If you head over to my Instagram profile, you'll see that one of my pinned posts is a lead magnet promoting a downloadable resource. Since it's pinned, it's always visible to new visitors. And because of that, it kept bringing in new subscribers to my email list through an automated DM sequence that I set up a while back. I set this up long before I knew how the year would unfold, back when I was testing DM automation tools. But it turned out to be incredibly useful, letting me grow my email list while I was completely away from Instagram for weeks. I also kept getting client inquiries, although very likely at a slower rate than if I had stayed active. But it goes to show that once you've built an established presence, even if you go quiet for some time, it doesn't erase all the work you've done. But you do need to have that solid foundation in place for that to happen. Even though I hadn't posted any new videos for weeks, my YouTube channel kept growing pretty steadily. The old videos kept bringing new people in, and you know what that means. New visitors lead to new subscribers, new potential clients, and even new sales, without me doing anything to actively get them or promote my services. The same thing happened with our Facebook group. New membership requests kept flowing in as people found the group, whether it was because of Facebook recommendations, other members, or from cross-promoting it on Instagram, YouTube, or on our website. In short, even though I was gone, my brand was still alive, and the platforms that I was previously active on kept bringing results. Seeing all of this was great to give me hope that everything wasn't lost, that my brand could survive a long period of inactivity and come back even stronger. It also highlighted just how crucial it is to have a solid foundation for your brand online. Once you have that foundation, it can work on autopilot, bringing in new followers, subscribers, and client leads, even if you need to take a break, planned or not. Now, I'm not saying that you should just build your online presence, whether on Instagram, YouTube, or elsewhere, and then walk away, thinking you won't have to do anything else. There's a serious opportunity cost if you do that. And if your business is what's paying the bills, that cost might be way too high. So here's what you can do if something big happens in your life, and you can't just focus on social media as much as you would like. Number 1. Have a content calendar with posts planned for at least 3 months ahead. I know that sounds like a lot, but if you pick a realistic posting frequency, say 2 or 3 times a week, it's totally doable in a couple of hours. If you're not sure where to start, check out this video for some ideas on how to create your own content calendar. Number 2. Keep a bank of evergreen content ideas ready to go for times when you don't have the time or energy to create new content, but need something to fill in the gaps. Yes, at some point you might run out of these ideas, but they will give you some time and space to breathe without feeling stressed that you need to post something right now and you have no idea what it should be. Number 3. If you know ahead that you will be away from social media for a longer time, reschedule the posts that you've already planned and spread them out over a longer period. So, if you normally post 3 times a week, maybe cut it down to twice or even once per week until things settle, instead of stopping posting altogether. This way, you will stay somewhat active in the eyes of the algorithm, rather than starting from scratch once you get back. Set up automated responses for DMs, so when people reach out about your services, they still get a reply. That way, you're not just ignoring potential clients while you are away, and can still get new subscribers if you have a freebie and an automated sequence that handles things behind the scenes. And finally, number 5. Don't be too hard on yourself. If you slip away for a while, it doesn't mean that everything's over, and you have to start entirely from scratch. You can always pick up where you left off, and as long as you learn something from the experience, you can consider it at least a partial win and a valuable lesson. That being said, it will be a lot easier if you've got a plan in place and don't have to figure out everything as you go. So, if you want to learn how to build a foundation that can handle unplanned breaks like mine, do check out our Instagram course. I will show you how to build a solid Instagram presence, whether you're new to it or you have fallen off the bandwagon and need a little help getting back on track. What about you? Have you ever taken a break from social media and struggled to come back? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about your experience. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos on how Instagram, social media, and content marketing can help you grow your design business and land the clients you want. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.